In this video, I will demonstrate the general protocol for imaging herbarium specimens for the California Phenology Collections Network, or CAP TCN. If you have any questions, contact the project manager, Katie Pearson. Written protocols are available on our website at capturingcaliforniasflowers.org. You can find them in the document library. First things first, we're going to start an imaging log entry by putting the date and our last name and the cabinet and cubby in which we're starting to image. At the end of the shift, we'll put the ending cabinet and cubby and the number of images that we create. We can leave the rest of the fields blank. On the imaging station, turn on the camera by flipping the switch to the right of the lens. Carefully remove the lens cap and make sure that the camera is set to autofocus mode by flipping the switch to AF. At the beginning of your imaging session, create a new folder on the desktop or wherever you're storing the images in the meantime, and name that folder based on the day, month, year, and your last name. This is so that the imaging log entry will match this folder. And this folder is where all the images are going to go that you take today. Open up Smart Shooter 3.
Smart Shooter should automatically detect the camera and connect.
If a camera isn't detected, you may need to turn on your camera or check the cords to make sure that your camera is plugged in to your computer. Now you should be able to click Enable and see exactly what your camera is seeing. You should check a couple of settings before starting to image. First, go to the Smart Shooter 3 menu, Preferences or Options if you're on a Windows. Go to the General tab, and in the Photo Download Directory box, point it toward that new folder that you just created.
Move over to the Name Policy tab and make sure that the file name expression is ~Z". Although not demonstrated here, you will also need to navigate to the Barcodes tab and check the box next to Auto Scan for barcodes.
Then click OK. Make sure that the settings over here on the left side match what are listed in the protocol. Load your first specimen into the light box. Make sure that the top left corner is square with the top left corner of the specimen platform. Now you're going to choose where the camera is going to focus.
This video shows how to find the focal point in Smart Shooter 3, which has a few bugs that Smart Shooter 4 no longer has. To place the focal point in Smart Shooter 4, all you will need to do is drag the blue rectangle to where you want the focal point to be on the specimen.
You're going to have to decide where you're going to put that focal point. I'm going to put it over here because there's a lot of specimen matter on this section of the specimen. This is where I want to try focusing. Now I'm going to click Autofocus, and then I'm going to click Shoot. Now my camera has taken a picture using that focal point that I set before. Now I can look at this image and make sure that it's in focus and that I'm happy with it. You can do this either by moving into the Photos tab, right-clicking the image and clicking Open in Editor, or you can just view it in Smart Shooter 3 by making sure that the options over here say Recent Photo, or by double-clicking on the image in the Photos tab. I'm going to zoom in by clicking and scrolling and making sure that this image is in focus. Note that I can't zoom all the way in and expect this to be crystal clear. That's just not possible with the cameras that we're using. But I can zoom in to at least 2 times magnification and get a pretty clear image. If you're not getting this type of clarity, then you may need to reset the focal point and take a new image. To do that, click on Live View again, then move that rectangle to a different spot on the specimen. Now I'm going to click Autofocus again. This is if I just wanted to choose a different focal point. And then I can go back into my Photos tab. I can right-click, Reshoot with same name. This way I can replace the image rather than make multiple images. Then I can double-click on that to look at the new image that I just took. and see whether I like that focal point better than the previous one. Actually, I like the previous focal point better, so I'm going to go back to that one. Again, I click Enable, move the focal point, autofocus, and reshoot with same name. It might take a couple iterations before you get the level of focus that you're really happy with, but that's okay. We're only going to set this focus one time at the start of the cubby. Then we're going to switch the focus mode to manual mode. On the switch to the left of the camera lens, switch from AF to M. Now that I have set my camera to manual focus mode, all I need to do for the next few specimens is just click Shoot. At the beginning of the next cubby, you'll want to run through the autofocus procedure again, just to make sure that everything is still in focus. Or you could try a couple specimens, and if you're still happy with the focus, just continue with the manual focus that you already set. At the end of your imaging session, you'll want to navigate to the Photos tab.
Here you will check that all of the images that you took are named according to their barcodes. If there's an issue, you'll often see an underscore following the barcode with a 1 or a 2. This means that the barcode number was not correctly read by SmartShooter, and you may need to manually rename that file.
If you see anything that's weird, you can open up that image, look at the barcode, and then you can rename that image if necessary. Make sure you keep the file extension, so the .nef here. Now we can complete our imaging log entry. Put the number of the cabinet and cubby that you stopped imaging in. You also want to put the number of images that you created total during your shift. Make sure to turn off the camera, replace the lens cap, and turn off the light box. Congratulations! You've contributed to science.